Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to a new video. Today I'm coming at you from a secret shrine that I found here in the town of Mount Fuji. Today I wanted to talk about the difference between Hakuba and Niseko and just kind of my experience having lived and worked in both places. This is kind of from my perspective and I guess more useful for people coming like on a working holiday, or if you're coming and thinking of working like a ski season or something like that. But also in general, like if you want to visit Japan and you're considering like which place you want to go, then this could be a useful video. So a bit about my situation, I guess, is that I worked the winter season in Niseko and then I did summer in Hakuba. So I was working at a summer camp there. So I guess first of all, these two are both quite very well known international resorts. So they are mostly for foreigners in Japan. So both are very like much English speaking. So you don't need to know Japanese to find a job. Niseko is more luxurious, I would say. It's more like of a holiday destination and people go there just to see the snow and to kind of experience winter there, and not necessarily everybody is kind of there to ski or snowboard. I found that in Niseko there was a lot of like Asian tourists, especially from China, Singapore, and also throughout the season there was like periods where there was a lot of Americans and just like foreigners in general. Is also more like fine dining options if you want a more luxurious holiday experience, I would say. And it is definitely more modern than Hakuba. In Niseko I saw a lot of like tall kind of big hotels, whereas this doesn't exist in Hakuba, well at least not yet. And then because Niseko is in Hokkaido, it's in the north of Japan, so access to get to Niseko, it's might be more difficult. Actually, not really. You can fly to Sapporo and then it's like a couple hours on the bus, so I don't think it's really difficult or more difficult than Hakuba, to be honest. And then yeah, it is more expensive a little bit. I would say going out is a little bit more expensive, but I also think the pay is better in Niseko on average. Like the jobs, you would get probably 100-200 yen more an hour. I feel like the average pay in Niseko right now for like, let's say an average job for winter is probably 1,500 yen, whereas in Hakuba I've seen jobs as low as 1,000 yen, which I don't think exists in Niseko. Also in Niseko I feel like a lot of jobs come with a ski pass, whereas in Hakuba I think because the pass is more expensive, or I'm not sure why, but a lot of people tell me they didn't have their ski pass included. In Niseko I feel like because it's in Hokkaido, like the seafood is better. Personally I don't eat seafood, but if that's something you're interested in, maybe Niseko is a place for you. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Hakuba. So I wasn't there for winter, but I did work with a lot of people who did the winter season there in Hakuba. So I kind of have a little bit of knowledge and I guess just like research and things that I've heard. So Hakuba is definitely a lot more mountains. It's kind of nestled in the Alps of Japan. So you get a bunch of mountains all around, whereas Niseko is kind of like one big mountain. Hakuba definitely is, it feels more of a ski town, to be honest. It's smaller and there's more like chalets and that kind of vibe, and it's also more like Australians and New Zealanders, whereas like I said, Niseko is I think more international. So because Hakuba has more mountains, I think there's basically more resorts and a lot of places to ski and more terrain, and also less crowds as well. So it might be maybe better if you're more of an experienced skier or snowboarder and you want like lots of different runs and that kind of thing. Hakuba also has snow monkeys, whereas in Niseko this doesn't really exist. And even in summer I saw the monkeys too, so that was really cool. Hakuba I would say is more like traditional Japanese cuisine. There is definitely some international, like, you know, foreign restaurants is opening up, but it's still a lot more traditional compared to Niseko, whereas I feel like it's already very westernized. And I think the weather is a little bit better in terms of like sun, so you probably have more blue sky and powder days, but I think the temperatures in general are lower, and I heard that last season there was even rain, whereas in Hokkaido we never really experienced this. It's just a lot of powder, and I think the snow is definitely better in Hokkaido. In Hakuba, since it's a bit more older, like the staff accommodation I think is older as well, and you're probably likely to live in kind of like a house, whereas in Niseko my staff accommodation was basically a big apartment block. Is very modern, and looking back it was very nice in winter because my staff accommodation in summer was pretty bad, to be honest. And I don't think that's somewhere that I would want to be for winter. So that's just kind of a quick wrap up of the two places and my experience. So I guess to conclude, which one is better? I think there is no real answer. Unfortunately, I think it depends on the person. And personally, I would apply for both. Like, I had in mind either place. I didn't really mind at the time, but I just ended up getting a job in Niseko first. So yeah, I would say apply to both places and see basically which job has better benefits and where you think you'll make the most money, because I think at the end of the day, you're going to have fun in both places. So if you're going for work, I would say just look at where you can get a better job. If you are just going to visit on holiday, then I think either one would be fine. If you're looking for more of like a ski and just purely like snowboard holiday, if you're really into that, then I think maybe Nagano was nice. But if you really want like more of like a chill and travel and just relax, then I think maybe Hokkaido is better. Especially in winter, there's just a lot of snow, and I think it's just a nice place to travel around as well. But yeah, either way, I love my experience in both places. I think summer in Hakuba is really nice as well, and I feel really lucky that I got to experience both places. In hindsight, I'm glad that I did winter in Niseko, because that meant that I wanted to do summer in a new place, so I got to see both places. And I think Hakuba in summer is better than Niseko in summer, if that makes sense. I just feel like there's more to do in Hakuba, and the mountains are prettier. But anyways, that's just my opinion, of course. If you guys have anything to add, please comment down below. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Mata ne!